Gill. I do.
Oh, we're back live with the Passing Show and Harrowings, live with Hal Gill, your host. And I'm looking at Emissary's list of smoothies, functional smoothies. I had a morning glow again today. And you can see I had a cup of fresh berries, ripe banana, chia seeds, almond milk, Greek yogurt, and some ice. And I had them add the collagen, my stronger joints. Why not? They also have a breakfast menu of smashed avocado toast, and actually they have another thing there. I haven't seen it, but almond butter toast. I had that before. It's really good. So always fresh and delicious. You're gonna head down. I don't know where I'm heading. I never noticed that stack before, but obviously it's been there forever. But sometimes I don't look up. I'm going to be looking up. So the Passing Show, Michelle and Max Wallace Aftershock Review have joined us, and grateful to have you on board. This is just a little raw journalism, a little who, what, when, and where in Washington, D.C. I'm making my way down sort of a loop I'm taking to making around by the Church of Scientology's National Affairs Office there on the corner from what I believe is called the Fraser Mansion. They had some damage to their porch from the fallen tree that was in the tree box. It's now got nothing but a few little plantings in it, little grasses. Wasn't the first time they got damage, but they repaired it, it looks like. The Tomat on the other side here, covered dining with ceiling fans. That's an Italian restaurant since 1987, gracing the triangle between 19th and Connecticut Avenues. Setta Osteria across the way, also Italian fare there. I'm kind of spoiled for our choice. We did have a co-working space over there before the pandemic, and it ran into the pandemic, actually. It was called Cove. Sign's still up there, but it's got retail for lease all over it. A lot of those furnishings are still in place, but yeah, co-working spaces. It's a thing. I was at a sort of co-working space that's used by my friend Danja, lawyer, who does our estate planning. She's good for that. We're going to have her as a guest on Harrowings Live, probably next week. All goes well. I've given her Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as options. I'm going to be out of town on Thursday. Coming back into town on Friday morning as I need to be back for meeting with some senior living consultants. We're getting everything in place early, before things get bad. My wife is partially disabled, as most of you know, if you're regulars on the Passing Show. I don't think either of you are, but I'm just talking, recording for posterity. Lynn suffered a stroke at the age of 42. Now coming up on 58. Has left her paralyzed on the left side of her body. Left arm doesn't work. Left leg can work, but needs to be braced for her to walk. So, it's a thing, right? We're very lucky. She could have been lock-in, which can cause a person just to be able to blink and need round-the-clock care all the time, which I think is exorbitant these days. And I'm sure would have bankrupted us. We would not be doing what we're doing as we're doing it. I would have had to figure things out. I don't know how I would have done. And, you never know. Could happen to anybody, anytime. That basically is just a small clot going to the wrong spot in the circulatory system can really have transformative effects. Now, we're getting better at a lot of medical techniques and such, so there's hope for the future for all of us. And technology is moving apace. That was the topic yesterday a bit. We were talking about relational AI, treating AI as an adjunct to our own abilities, just like everything else, you know. We are tool using critters. And one of the tools we've developed now is artificial intelligence of a sort. I don't know that I like calling it that, but it's knowledge, right? It's information that is being pulled together. And when it's knowledge, it's actually useful. Information can be just useless. You know, you're getting information that you could use or not use, and it's all in, the eye of the beholder. Communication, as I've talked about in an essay on the art and science of conversation, communication and conversation is not the message intended, it's the message perceived. So you, as perceiver of what I am saying, are the ones who determine the meaning that you're getting out of it. I'm using inflection and diction and ways of speaking anyway with my voice to try to convey certain things, and you can pick up information about it, like the information that I'm a little out of breath. So, not many people coming in on the passing show now. Had more this morning in the few seconds on my trek from my place to my office hours at Emissary Pergamino. That's what it is. Stumbling over my words slightly. AI may actually clean that up for me without me asking it to. Notice that Substack has a way of doing that. Garbage pickup. That's good. I need to get back home because I need to clean up a little bit too. I need to get some recycling out of the space in which I hold forth. I've got a MacBook Pro set up as opposed to this iPhone that I'm using to broadcast on Substack now. Wow. That's quiet this morning because everybody's busy. Other things. It's 9:17. I might take a walk later. I can hear a lot of laughter over here. Yeah, no doubt. Characters hanging out. Coming up alongside the Kramer books. We might take a peek in there and see what they're programming us with today. The publications that are coming out are designed to inform and entertain. Kramer Books also features a restaurant. They're now calling it All Day, like Kramer's was called Afterwards Cafe, which I think is a much better name. Still don't quite understand why they changed it. Not open quite as late as they used to be before the pandemic. They would go to weekends to 2 a.m., which is kind of a nice feeling. Okay. DuPont Underground celebrated World Pride on May 17th to 29th. They have Matters of Pride in Berlin, Rome, Stockholm, Paris, Madrid, Vienna, Copenhagen, Switzerland, and Washington, D.C. Oh, yes. I wonder where in Switzerland. Some folks hanging out in the Starbucks. And we're going to head north, loop back around. Is what it is. Take a look at the Starbucks. The Starbucks upstairs is open now. That's kind of a nice place to hang out. Might do that more often too. Spread myself around a little. The Emissary Pergamino is kind of expensive. The quality of food is really good. So that's a big part of why I'm doing it. Getting good breakfast in, fueling my exercise for the day. It's The Gods of New York, the mission, CIA in the 21st century. That could be really interesting. Tim Weiner, Weiner, author of The Legacy of Ashes. What was The Legacy of Ashes subtitle? Oh, it was the winner of the National Book Award. Mhm. One day, Empire of AI, Dreams and Nightmares, and Sam Altman's OpenAI. Still only two. Internet is stable. We'll have to go on. I regret almost everything. The restaurateur who invented downtown, Keith McNally. America, America, New History of the New World by Greg Grandin. Abundance, The Devil Reached Toward the Sky, a book by Garrett M. Graff, an oral history of the making and unleashing of the atomic bomb. I believe we're at the 80th anniversary of the surrender of Japan, World War II. I have to check out that date. Believe August 15th was it. After the bombing of Nagasaki and before that Hiroshima. And of course, the firebombing of Tokyo didn't help. And on it goes. Four Roses Bourbon. Roses small batch. Poison. Absolute poison. TKM 001, that's the ambassador's car. I don't know what KM stands for, but could look it up. Find out what country that ambassador is from. It's one of the nice things about DC is seeing all the different embassies and having people from all over the world, right? Next to us all the time. I think I can get across safely here. Filming back. Filming out. Yeah. Usual suspects out on the street. Kramer Enterprises hauling trash, I guess. Let's see. Hobnobbers. Hobnobbing. Out by the sidewalk. Keep on watching. Beautiful architecture in a way. It's all kind of cobbled together. No real sense of unity to it in this section. That's all right. Can we go down by the Phillips collection? I think we shall. Is it open yet? I wonder. What time is it? It's only 9. I don't think it'll be open. Whoa. Somebody's getting a delivery? RH? Or is this coming up into this truck? That must be movers. Boxing stuff up. Yeah. And perhaps it's from this place that's for sale. Sotheby's is selling this one. Pretty plain on the front. 2009 Hillier. There you go. I bet it's a pretty penny. These places are generally not cheap. I talk about this area being high crime. Not this specific area of DC so much as DC generally, and that the federal government needed to take over DC's Metro Police enforcement and augment their forces with, oh boy, ginkgo berries galore. Need to augment the National Guard troops. About 800 National Guard were called out I don't know where they are. I don't see them in my neighborhood, but this area tends to be a little bit safer. Has a presence, has a Secret Service and regular DC Metro Police, but I don't think it's really high crime much. Phillips Collection here is the earliest museum of modern art and exclusively in America. Duncan Phillips, as a progeny of a fellow who's an industrialist, they had that house down below, and it's all converted into a museum. And the rooftop had caught fire while we were here. And it caused us to be refurnished and refurbished a bit. Hopefully, more fireproof materials too. Oh, we're heading over by some of these beautiful crepe myrtles and other flowers along the way. There's art in the windows, stained glass, beautiful jewel-like inserts in the stained glass. Crepe myrtle. I don't know what this is called. I think Rose of Sharon springs to mind, but I'm not positive. Almost looks like hibiscus. I don't know. Well, we're on that side again. Some lovely homes. I really like this yellow one in the corner, and it's arch over the English basement level apartment. Most of these do have those English basement level places for people to live. I don't know. It's nothing seem to me, and I do the best I can to report out on it. And you've had only a couple more join, it looks like. J.D. Tyler, Sebastian Sebastian Leo joined. I don't know if you're still here or not. There are those who find the herky-jerkiness of my handheld camera to be a little bit difficult to follow or watch. It's seasick, but that's fine. I kind of like my low production values, kind of rawness of it all. One of my inspirations for doing this, by the way, is Patti Smith, who will just get on in the evening in front of her camera and talk to us, her fans, check in, spend about 14 or 15 minutes, sometimes less, sometimes more. And sometimes it's never scripted, she's always just sort of talking from the heart. And I love that. Feels very close. She doesn't have time to respond to everybody who's writing to her, but a lot of people do make their comments, and she says she reads them all, which is sweet. Her daughter, Jessie Paris Smith, has also been a big inspiration. She hasn't been as prolific of late that I've noticed. I'll have to check in and see what she's posted. There was something about the Lionsgate astrological phenomenon about 1732. I love this little house. It's just wedged right in there. Has these gorgeous little roses. I stop and check those out. So that's tall glass here. Thought it might be lemongrass. I've got lemongrass much shorter growing in my yard. What yard I have this tiny little piece of soil. It's a walled off area next to the courtyard. Right over here, behind that gate between the Embassy of Moldova, where you see the flag flying, Moldovans, and the main building, 2107. 2101 is the embassy. 2103 is my place in the back. 2103 and a half to be precise. DCE 061, definitely the Moldovan ambassador's car. My car's up the block. I've got a car in the shop right now, and I don't know if Jamie's got it down yet or not. Might check that out later. I was never promised a rose garden. Got one anyway. Just stumbled into it. 15 years ago, this fall, Lynn and I checked this place out. Actually, it was about this time of the year as we first scoped out this place. And yeah, I'm expecting a package. I really don't want I order too much stuff. And looking for the key to the house. Yeah. Our lemongrass has kind of been overshadowed by this hydrangea. I'll show it to you there. There it is. It's really fragrant. Yeah. Had some other things that we're trying to grow. The only thing that's really come through is the sage, the curry plant, the lemongrass, and volunteering of lemon balm, also known as Melissa, name of my sister. With that, I'm going to cut the passing show here. And thank you for joining. If you have, we had the bold insight again. Rebecca Cook, David A. Edelman joined. And thank you all. You do appreciate it. And hitting the end button. It's not, there we go.